How does a man, once a struggling artist in Vienna, rise to become one of the most infamous dictators in history? Welcome to a journey through time, tracing the rise and fall of Adolf Hitler. It all began in the aftermath of World War I. Germany, economically devastated and socially wounded, was fertile ground for radical ideologies. In this turbulent climate, a young Adolf Hitler found his calling. Joining the German Workers' Party in 1919, Hitler quickly ascended its ranks, transforming it into the National Socialist German Workers' Party, the infamous Nazi Party. Hitler's charismatic speeches, filled with nationalistic fervor and anti-Semitic rhetoric, resonated with many Germans. By 1933, Hitler had maneuvered himself into the position of chancellor. But this was just the beginning. Within a year, he had consolidated power, effectively becoming Germany's dictator. One of Hitler's key ambitions was Lebensraum, or living space, for the German people in Eastern Europe. This aggressive expansionist policy would soon plunge the world into war. Hitler oversaw a large-scale rearmament, and in September of 1939, he invaded Poland. Britain and France responded by declaring war on Germany, marking the start of World War II. In the years that followed, Hitler continued his aggressive expansion. By the end of 1941, German forces and their allies occupied most of Europe and North Africa. However, the tide of war was about to turn. In June of 1941, Hitler ordered an invasion of the Soviet Union, a decision that would prove disastrous. The Soviet Union, with its harsh winters and vast landscape, proved a formidable foe. Hitler's forces were gradually pushed back. By 1945, the Allied armies had defeated the German army. In April of that year, Hitler, hiding in his bunker in Berlin, married his long-term partner, Eva Braun. The next day, they committed suicide to avoid capture by the Soviet Red Army, marking the end of Hitler's reign. Now let's reflect on the legacy Hitler left behind. Historian and biographer Ian Kershaw describes Hitler as the embodiment of modern political evil. Under Hitler's leadership and racist ideology, the Nazi regime was responsible for the genocide of an estimated 6 million Jews and millions of other victims. Hitler and the Nazi regime were also responsible for the killing of an estimated 19.3 million civilians and prisoners of war. Furthermore, World War II, largely instigated by Hitler's aggressive foreign policy, resulted in the death of an unprecedented number of civilians. The casualties constitute the deadliest conflict in history. So we see the journey of Adolf Hitler, from a struggling artist to a dictator whose actions brought about a war that forever scarred the world. It's a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the devastating consequences of hate-filled ideologies.